Good morning. I am 3+Kei. This camera is crooked, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get our God hand closer to us and in the frame. There we go. Got our God hand in the frame. Could kind of do this and lift this up high. Amen. There we go. Good morning. I am 3+Kei, your favorite social worker. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile. But Kei, how do I pursue the smile? I'm so glad that you're asking these types of questions. You pursue the smile by prioritizing three things, and that would be the Lord first and foremost, your physical health, and persistent education. And so that persistent education piece is vital because many people watch TV or engage in behaviors, engage in behaviors that are meant to placate the mind in the manner of relaxation. A person might say, this is relaxing. And I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I would say if your thought process isn't Christ-focused, pointing upward, it is a distraction. Now, I'm not so obtuse as to say, everything you do is going to be Christ-focused. There are people who live in that manner, and I'm just not one of them, right? I like music and I like all of these things. And I think we do, hi Ari, I think we do need to be realistic to some regard, that the world does exist. But I would say, while you're listening to your music, seek Christ-filled music. And I'm not saying, I've said it for years. You get this, like the guitar playing kind of worship music. I'm trying to think of like who it might be, or even like, and no shade to Hillsong, no shade at all to Hillsong, but that type of music isn't for me. Or not Hillsong, Maverick City. Oh, I do listen to a little bit of Maverick City, but I'm saying I like, so right before I put this on, I listened to Zonti. Check him out. Zauntee. He's like not a rapper, kind of a singer with like a raspy voice, but it's very like hip hop, but quality, produced with quality in mind. I like Zonti. Yeah, Ari, Bizzle, KB from Tampa. Hello. Yo, what's her name? Wande. There's a lot of good Christ-focused music. There really is. Andy Mineo, correct? Yup. Forrest Frank, right? So maybe if you don't like all the like, music you would snap to, there's nothing wrong with music you would snap to if that's your vibe. But yup, Brian, but sometimes you want to class, sometimes you want to, hey, you want to, ooh, hey, like that. You want to do that and worship the Lord? Go seek that out. All right. Again, I am 3+Kei, your favorite social worker. Welcome back, encouraging you to pursue the smile. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We need to get those subs up, baby. We're at 526 as of this morning, which is pretty good. It's roughly 1.5 subs per day. Can we get to 2 subs per day? Pretty please. But all in God's timing. You'll do what you want. You'll do what you see fit. Well, I was going to say put your name and your location, but Ari already got the conversation going, and I really appreciate that. Currently, we are in the book of Joshua. We're studying leadership with a biblical lens, and it is pretty lit. I'm very excited about it, very happy about it. We're in chapter 17, again, the book of Joshua. I'm going to go ahead and say a quick prayer, and then we'll just hop right in. Oh man, Lord, thank you for Ari, Lord, Ari Q that's in here. We're having a participating in the discussion about Christ-focused music, Lord. Specifically, I'd like to lift up Ari Q this morning. Please protect them from any harm that may come their way on this day. Please give strength and their pursuance of you, Lord. Please give Ari the desire to live in your will. Give Ari today your daily bread. Feed Ari. Please bless Ari Q in abundance today, Lord, so that they may overflow onto the people around them, so that they may be a witness to Ari's faith and the goodness that you provide, good Lord. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right. Last time we were in chapter 16. Okay, I was like struggle reading. You remember that? Go look at chapter 16. It was a struggle read because these names, baby, what we were talking about was the allotment for Ephraim and Manasseh, the allotment for Judah too. We got through that thing, but it was, the Lord was with us. The Lord was with us during that reading. We got through it, is what I really want to say. So chapter 16 was the allotment for Ephraim and Manasseh, just carrying on the divisions of the land for the Israelites that conquered the land of Canaan, and this was a continuation of it. Now, the territory of Ephraim, it should be noted, right, that they did not get rid of all of the Canaanites who were dead set in attempting to thrive in their evil ways. The Lord said, yo, you got to X them out like Twitter, baby. You feel me? And that's not what happened for whatever reason. And we do that too. We'll be entertaining all types of foolishness in our lives, won't we? And the Lord is like, get this person from away from you. But that's my so-and-so. I've known them for years. Yeah, but you just got sober. And they stay smoking in your face, drinking in your face. That's not for you. And then so what happens? Let's just put it this way. The Canaanites, they drink a lot. And the Israelites are like, well, drunkenness ain't right? and then you keep the Canaanites around you, or you keep these people around you, what do you think is going to happen, right? Infiltration. Evil will infiltrate your life, but you're allowing it, right? When the Lord tells you, get up out of there, go, man. Shoot, what you staying for? So anyway, that's what happened with the Canaanites. And so you know what's about to happen. There was something, verse 10. I was like, ooh, something's going to happen. It's about to go down. It was chapter 16, verse 10. They did not dislodge the Canaanites living in Gezer. To this day, the Canaanites live among the people of Ephraim, but are required to do forced labor. Lord told you. So anyway, that was the takeaway. Get them folks up out of here. Get them folks up out of here. Hey, Preppy Julia. All right. So now we're moving into chapter 17. So here we go. We have our notebook, right? Our pen. We have our word. And you know what? We have our coffee. Get your coffee because it is the morning, right? I don't know what to tell you. It's the morning. Get yourself together. Get your word and get your coffee, right? All right. Book of Joshua, chapter 17, verse 1. Lego. This was the allotment for the tribe of Manasseh as Joseph's firstborn. That is for Machir, Manasseh's firstborn. Machir was the ancestor of the Gileadites, who had received Gilead and Bashan because the Machirites were great soldiers. So this allotment was for the rest of the people of Manasseh, the clans of Abiezer, Helek, Asriel, Hefer, and Shemitah. These are the other male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph, by their clans. Verse 3. Now Zelophehad, son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but only daughters, whose names were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. They went to Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the leaders and said, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our relatives. So Joshua gave them an inheritance along with the brothers of their father, according to the Lord's command. I know there's going to be something regarding that, because I'm not sure that the land at that point got divvied up to daughters. But in this case, Joshua felt compelled by the Lord to distribute the land to Manasseh's daughters. So the commentary, here we go, for 3 and 4. Although women did not traditionally inherit property in Israelite society, Joshua carried out God's earlier instructions to Moses and gave these 5 daughters justice despite the tradition, letting them inherit the land their father deserved. In fact, God had told Moses to add a law that would help other families in similar circumstances pass along property fairly. Joshua was now carrying out this law. We can easily refuse to honor a reasonable request because we have never done it that way before. But like Moses and Joshua, we should look carefully at the intent of the law and the merits of each case before deciding. So, true enough, just as I said, it was uncommon. It wasn't a thing for women to inherit property at that time. However, the Lord switched it on y'all. He said, now we do that, baby. There's not an indication as to why all of a sudden we're giving the property to the women. But we're told over and over and over again, we don't need to understand what the Lord is trying to say. We just need to follow in obedience, right? So if you remember, and I remember when Jesus was on and popping, there was a lady named Lydia, and Lydia had a whole business, remember? Because everybody's like, oh, we're the women with Jesus, and the Bible is sexist and blah, 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 right? And you can point to Lydia. She had a very successful business. What did she sell? Something about purple linens, popping. And it helped fund Jesus's ministry. She was the mini, right? And I always did wonder about that. Oh, I thought women couldn't do XYZ. I wonder what's up with Lydia. Well, there you go. It changed right here in Joshua. Cool. All right. So verse 5. Manasseh's share consisted of 10 tracts of land besides Gilead and Bashan east of the Jordan. Because of the daughters of the tribe of Manasseh received an inheritance among the sons. The land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the descendants of Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh extended from Asher to Michmethath, east of Shechem. The boundary ran southward from there to include the people living at Tappuah. Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah itself on the boundary of Manasseh belonged to the Ephraimites, who is the brother, right? Then the boundary continued south to the Kana ravine. There were towns belonging to Ephraim lying among the towns of Manasseh, but the boundary of Manasseh was the northern side of the ravine and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. On the south, the land belonged to Ephraim. On the north, to Manasseh. South, Ephraim. North, Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached the Mediterranean Sea and bordered Asher on the north and Issachar on the east. Within Issachar and Asher, Manasseh had also had Beth-shan, Ebleam, and the people of Dor, Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, together with their surrounding settlements. The third in the list is Naphath. Yet the Manassites were not able to occupy these towns, for the Canaanites were determined to live in that region. However, when the Israelites grew stronger, they subjected the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not drive them out completely. So instead of killing them, they said, hey, you got to do this work. Bruh, you got to get to work. We ain't going to kill you. We were told to do that, by the way. Don't worry about it. But you got to work because y'all been on some nonsense since day one. That's why we had to, just saying. All right. Verse 14. The people of Joseph said to Joshua, why have you given us only one allotment and one portion for an inheritance? Here you go. We are a numerous people, and the Lord has blessed us abundantly. Joshua said, if you are so numerous, Joshua answered, and if the hill country of Ephraim is too small for you, go into the forest and clear land for yourselves there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaites. I wonder what that's about. The people of Joseph replied, the hill country is not enough for us. See, what's going on with you? The people of Joseph replied, the hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who lived in the plain have chariots fitted with iron, both those in Beth-shan and its settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel. But Joshua said to the tribes of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, you are numerous and very powerful. You have not only one allotment, but the forested hill country as well. Clear it, and its farthest limits will be yours. Though the Canaanites have chariots filled with iron, and though they are strong, you can drive them out, my guy. That's what Joshua said, except not with the my guy. The commentary on that piece, notice the two contrasting attitudes towards settling the promised land. Caleb took what God gave him and moved ahead to fulfill God's plan for him. Okay? He was confident that God would help him drive out the wicked inhabitants and that he would soon fully occupy his land. In contrast, right here, because y'all want to act up, in contrast, the two tribes of Joseph were given rich land and lots of it, but they were afraid to drive out the inhabitants and take full possession of it. Instead, they begged for more land, but Joshua asked them to prove their sincerity first by clearing the unclaimed forest areas. The tribes agreed, but then failed to do so. When the Lord is trying to tell you to do something, so you can't get a blessing. I'm gonna tell you this because we're about to run out of time. One time I was working with a group of kids, and I forgot there was a party. There was like a party going on for the kids, and I don't remember what the party was for. But this one boy had to go to the bathroom. His name was Ethan. And so I was taking him to the bathroom and some other kids, and he had finished first. And I was talking to him. He's like, man, what's next? What's after the party? And I said, boy, you are literally at a party with balloons and cake, and you're asking what's next. Do you understand how wild that is that you're saying that? Because what's next is not a party. What's next is like a task, or like, or your parents are picking you up and you're going to go home and have dinner. Like, you're literally at a party. And that's what's going on with the division of the land. Y'all are at a party. Y'all are on the come up. Y'all are up today, right? And so Caleb was like, yup, thank you. Here we go. And then the tribe of Joseph, y'all over here like, okay, yeah, we got a lot of land, but it's not good enough. What, bro? Like, anyway, so that's the end of chapter 17. You go be grateful today. It doesn't matter. You may not have tons and tons of land. You may not have it, right? You might have just your apartment. Like in relation, a common thing that's going on right now, we're in a housing crisis. People are in apartments and they can't afford a house. But bro, like you're housed. There's people are like losing their apartments, their rentals, easy, struggling, right? Like, can we start there? Lord, thank you for the housing that I do have, that I'm not on the street or living in my car or have to go to a shelter that's run over with like drugs and crime and all this sort of stuff. I'm safe, Lord. Thank you. How about start there and see what else can happen? Thank you. You're a Lord of provision. Hello. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. This chapter went and upset me. I am upset. So, who am I? I am 3+Kei. I'm your favorite social worker, encouraging you to pursue the smile. And you do that by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. Please subscribe. Let's run those subs up. All right. Don't forget to share, like, and comment on these videos. Shout out to REQ coming in with the comments today. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, and baby, I will talk to you later.